Hey guys, what's going on? Justin Masson here with Nintendo Dads with another product review, this time for another case actually. Again, full transparency that we had the company of iAmer contact us and said, hey, would you review cases for us? And we said absolutely, so they sent us along this case. So off the hop, let's take a look at this case. So first and foremost, it's a fairly large case. You can kind of see like it's kind of large, you know, dimensionally not too bad. Couple things about this case to start off. Again, so this is a Nintendo Switch case. It is a hard case. So that is actually really kind of nice if you're really worried about kind of the coverage or the support or the protection of your Nintendo Switch. That is great. So let's jump into the inside of it and take a look at it. So we're just going to quickly do an unzip of it. So here we go. Here is the Nintendo Switch inside of this case. So they have this nice kind of rubbery foam around it. Fits in very nicely. Now you can actually see here we have the Nintendo Switch in there. We have the Pro Controller up there. And then over on this side I've actually got my charge cord. I've got an adapter, I've got a stand, I've got a cord. And there's some room kind of underneath the actual Pro Controller as well if you wanted to put something there. And actually there's a little bit of space underneath the actual Switch as well. You can see there's kind of an open spot right there where you could store something if you needed to as well. The very top of it has 21 game card spots in there that you can obviously store your games. So there is a ton of room there. And then in the actual top zipper spot, there is a fair opportunity to put cords or anything else that you may want to put in there. So my general impressions of this case, I think it's a pretty good case. Like it's it's hard shelled. Again, I like that. Fits the Pro Controller really nicely. Everything is kind of has a very functional design aesthetic. It's there for a specific reason. It fits very nicely. It's got good levels of protection. So those are the things I really like about it. Thing that I kind of am not a huge fan of is actually how big it is. That is a fairly large case. So if you're traveling with the kids or maybe, you know, bring it on an airplane, like it's kind of awkward almost. It's a little bit too big if I'm being very honest. And in a lot of ways, it's almost imposing. Right, so I imagine like this would kind of been the case like the very first time they revealed the Nintendo Switch to like, you know, maybe Monolith or something. They like brought it over and like some guy was like handcuffed to this thing and had like a secret lock over here and then kind of was like, let me show you the world of the Nintendo Switch. Oh. Right, and it's all like kind of very professional, graded. So that's one thing I don't necessarily like about it is, again, how big it is. But again, like if you are, and again, on my perspective is a parenting perspective. If you are someone who maybe goes to like competitive gaming and brings your case, your Nintendo Switch, your Pro Controller, your cords, and you're kind of very protective of it, this would probably be a very good case, right? Like this, like you could, it again, securely has the Pro Controller in there. It's easy to access everything. It's got that hard shell protection. It feels very pro, I guess would be the word I would say there. Very pro and high industrial. So if you're kind of person who likes to carry that way, you could definitely do it. And again, I think like the accessibility of the handle, you know, it's great. You know, you carry that if you need to somewhere through the airport or wherever you are. So it's kind of at your ready. There's no like markings that say it's a Nintendo Switch case or anything like logoing or anything like that. So it's very kind of plain in that way, which is also kind of good. So maybe people aren't kind of like trying to thief it from you or whatever. So overall, I think it's a fairly good case. Again, sturdy capacity. But I don't know as a parent if I would probably be using this one as much as the other one or what I call the lunchbox one. But again, I think if you're a pro player, likes to carry your Nintendo Switch, likes to have everything very safely and securely tucked away, this is probably a really good case for you. Again, big thanks to the production company, or sorry, the product sponsor or product steward from iAmer who reached out to us and said, hey, would you give this review? But yeah, again, I don't necessarily think it's for everyone, but I think it may be for some people who are, again, looking for that more pro safety experience. So guys, thanks very much for tuning in to Nintendo Dads. Hopefully you guys have reviewed this quick or enjoyed this quick product review. And we will be putting a description of the product in the link below. So if you want to go over to Amazon and pick it up, you can absolutely do that. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in to Nintendo Dads. Bye-bye.